Hey there, it's Miles Pitcher. Hope you're doing well. I'm with Superior Lending. Just wanted to get you an update on rates and a few things happening in the mortgage world. So here's our chart. You guys are used to seeing this. The direction has been wonderful. As the chart trends upward, rates move down. A little movement here. We'll talk about this improvement. A lot of that has to do with the fact that yesterday, the Federal Reserve Chairman, they met, and then we had comments and questions from our good Federal Reserve Chairman, Powell. And I wanted to highlight a few things he said, just so you're aware of what's going on. One of the common questions we get all the time, whenever the Federal Reserve does something, is like if they've lowered the Fed funds rate to 0%, we get people calling all the time saying, hey, what does that do to interest rates, or can I get a 0% interest rate? Our mortgage rates are not directly tied to the federal funds rate. They factor into where mortgage rates go, but we're not tied to them. So please be aware of that. So let's talk about this. First of all, they left them unchanged. No change to the federal funds rate. Okay. They are continuing to purchase mortgage-backed securities and treasuries. In the past, this was called quantitative easing. This is artificially putting pressure to lower rates down by the Federal Reserve. And they're putting in at least 120 billion into this, which is incredible, but it's helping to keep rates low. When asked about how long it's going to continue or start tapering off, Chairman Powell said that now is not the time. Oh, sorry for the typo. Now is not the time to talk about reducing policy accommodations. So, would not give a time frame, and for the near future, it looks like they're going to continue buying MBSs, which is going to help keep rates low. Okay. He reemphasized that the Fed will not be tightening anytime soon. And what's interesting with that is that even though he says the Fed is not moving on that, there are signs of inflationary numbers coming out, and the bond market, which does determine where mortgage rates are, has started reacting to that and counteracting inflation a little bit. So even though the Fed's not doing anything, we do see the markets adjusting to the inflation that's coming in. And there's no doubt there is inflation coming if you haven't seen it already. Look at the price of lumber. So, all right. I wanted to hit on real quick CashOut Refinances. In the Great Recession leading up to it, CashOut Refinances were at an all-time high. In fact, they were, it was like an equity ATM is what we called it. And I want to go through a few numbers to show you that we are different this time around. It's not going to be a crisis, but the number of CashOut Refinances that I see happening is we've spiked up. We've gone up quite a bit. I see a lot of clients doing the CashOut Refinances because they're saying we're going to stay put in our house, we're going to pull some money, and we're going to remodel this house. So as a realtor, you need to be involved in those conversations, right? You're either helping those people find a new home, sell the old home, or if nothing's working, they're not comfortable, you can recommend to them that they look at these CashOut refis. So some of these numbers here so the red is 2006, the blue is 2020. You can see that we have a lot more equity in our homes now than we did. The CashOut refis were 89% in 06, and they're 33% now. You can see in 2020 we did less than half the amount in billions of dollars in cash out. So that's good. Keep popping forward here. So we've shared with you before reasons why people are refinancing. The one I want to point out to you guys is the getting rid of the PMI. If you have a client that has any PMI right now and they've been in the home for more than 6 months, we need to talk to them. They should be able to get refinanced and get out of that. Rates are low and it will save them a lot of money. The consolidating debt is the cash out refinance or drawing out equity to do a renovation or buy an investment property. We get questions all the time. Should we do a cash out refi or a home equity line, a HELOC on our current home? There's a lot that goes into that decision, but number one is how long are they going to be in the home? Number two, closing costs. The cash out refi will have higher closing costs, where the home equity lines have very low closing costs. The cash out refi has a fixed rate, where the HELOC does not. It's variable, generally speaking. The other thing is that the cash out gives you just one loan at a low rate. It's amortized over 30 years, where the HELOC is an interest-only payment. For some people, they do not do well with interest-only payments. They need that forced plan that reduces principal with every single month's payment. But we love to talk to clients and help show them the difference between the HELOC and the cash out refi, show them their options. You guys know this, that I believe that every client has a right to know every fee, and that they should also be presented with options on every time they do a mortgage. Just a plain old vanilla 30-year mortgage is not the only solution for a client. They should be able to see some options. So let me know if you have any questions. Hope you have a great week. Miles, Pitcher, Superior Lending.